whispers on the wind, something's about to evolve. I'll just keep on hitting things, what problems can't that solve? 25 full years of questing, no banks or graves to delve. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2012. Welcome back to October 17th, 2012. I've just been out here doing the 2 daily rounds of fish flingers that we can currently do. Might be able to get more tickets from just doing fishing or whatever, but the 2 are free per day, and that's plenty to get us level 100 fishing. Virtual level. Doesn't actually exist. That is, leave the podium. Since a virtual level, there's nothing. There's not even level 100 in fishing later yet. Probably eventually something, though. Oh, there you go. We're getting more of the tokens and medals and stuff. We're at 464 out of 560 for the whole outfit. And then we can put it in the house and then take it out when we want to do some fishing. I guess the other question would be, eventually, if we're going to be doing fishing, we'd probably also be doing cooking. So would we want both the outfits once those exist, or just fishing, just cooking? Depends what XP we want, I suppose. Also, still have the golden mine outfit, rune pickaxe, because we're doing more clay crafting. So, I'm going to keep working on that and stay for our next fishing flingers game. Here is level 85 crafting. Some interesting stuff in this level, some of which even exists. Let's see. We could make Shademaster robes? That's something with the Shades of Morton. That might exist. Skeletal Necromancer staffs. Magic Power Logs, yes. Clockwork Cat. Mega Leather Coifin Damonheim, yes. Seed Bag, Death Warden, tier 90, Death Dealer, tier 90, Winston Amulet, Meteorite Dust, no. So, we can make a Clockwork Cat and use the Magic Pyre Ships. Well, I guess it's Magic Pyre Ships, not Magic Pyre Logs. Those are separate things. It's more of a fire making thing. We do have 85 fire making, so we could make the Magic Pyre Ships. Not really gonna go do any chewed bones, so not the most important level here. Just on the way. 86 crafting. What do we get here? Runic robe bombs in Damonheim. Runic shields in Damonheim. Mega leather shields in Damonheim. Yes. Soul rune robe bottom in Damonheim. No. Still no necromancy. 90 mining. Milestone. Achievement. Unlocks. And actually, at least one thing actually unlocked here. That is Promethium ore and Promethium pickaxes in Damonheim. And I guess size 9 shooting stars. Well, that's great. And then later, the Pickaxe of Earth and Song, Elder Rune Pickaxe, Sea Salt, Dark Animica, Light Animica, and all the levels for a mini quest. Got some high level mini quests out in the Arc. Once we get there. Finishing up at Fish Flingers. Got enough tokens to buy the outfit. A fishing hat. A fishing jacket. Fishing waders. And fishing boots. For the XP boost set. For fishing. That's something. I'm gonna go put that in my house. And I don't have the runes for home teleport right now, so I'm gonna load stone depots there and run over there. That's alright. In terms of when we're gonna actually use this, I don't know. Also don't really need the tackle box. Not gonna worry about getting more tokens and points and stuff here. So that's good. That's one less thing we need to worry about. 87 crafting. Well, that's a couple things. Empty light orbs and Dorgishan light orbs. I want to mess around having Dorgishcon with that. Mega leather chaps in Damonheim. And later, upgraded bone blowpipe. Alright, time for some updates. And oh, some updates it's gonna be. On October 18th, 2012. More double GP on the Wheel of Fortune again this weekend. Get up to 400 million coins. Also got the community roundup, clan recruitment event, Reddit AMA, fansite news, community mod introduction, player fan art, and community Halloween events. Also going to be a JMod run community Halloween event. Good versus evil armies fighting for control of Varrock and Falador. Got JMod generals, minion armies, and the players fight the minions to shift area control. And that's not even the actual main event, which is happening later here too. On October 19th, 2012, got some planned maintenance. Disconnections and game world connectivity problems are possible, so maybe if you're doing a whole hardcore no dying kind of situation thing, maybe don't right now. On October 20th, 2012, Players Gallery 37, Outlandish Skills. The winner was a picture of hunting the Queen Black Dragon, which is definitely an outlandish thing to do. Cough, cough. Next one is going to be pumpkin carving. Also got a video showing the winner of the Twitter Rune Cats competition. A whole bunch of different pictures of players' cats and doing stuff with cats. And we also got the behind the scenes video on the Halloween event, which is going to come out on October 24th, 2012. Along with some other stuff, like some patch notes. Floating wall pieces removed. Longbows won't clip into your body while fletching. More white screen bloom fixes. You can no longer just walk into the Elven lands without doing any quests. And a bandit in Podivnich no longer spawns inside of a cliff. So he's free. Also, random events have been removed. If you're inside of one of the random events at the update, you need to complete it to leave. But otherwise, they're all gone. All the music tracks have been unlocked, and the costumes and outfits and emotes and stuff will be available soon. So you're not going to be missing out on everything from them forever here. Yeah. Would have been nice to have some random events for a little bit. At various points they've had different rewards and actual reward boxes and stuff, but a little bit of XP from genies would have been nice over the years. But now they are permanently gone. We're just sitting here with normal events. Like more things on the Solomon's General Store. This time it's spooky items on the Wheel of Fortune and Krillstroth things on the General Store. Microtransaction stuff. But for free, you can go do the Halloween 2012 event, Haunted Houses. Talk to Brother Righteous or Brother Heinous in Varrock and Falador to join their team. Go around the towns, finding and banishing ghosts every 2 hours to get some ectoplasm. And use that ectoplasm to buy the reward outfit. And get the hollowed outfit from helping the quote-unquote good team. Or get the unhollowed outfit for helping the bad team. You can switch them around, whichever color you want. And then once you have the outfit, you can get even more ectoplasm to get the ectoplasmator. It's a fancy thing. Light creature? You're in the way. It's a special little extra bonus item that gives prayer XP while killing ghosts. And then later, after the event, becomes a rare drop from ghosts, so you can actually still get it. So this actually does do something here. Experience from ghosts could be beneficial in certain locations, especially like aberrant specters, because we can kill some aberrant specters at some point here. It is a plan. Herbs and stuff. It's not like a lot of experience from the ectoplasmator, but it does have more features later too. In order to get enough points to buy all the rewards, you need to go through the ghosts 4 times, waiting 2 hours between each time. So, a little more awkward and coming back multiple times event kind of thing. It's kind of shifting that direction, unfortunately. And if you're a free-to-play player, you can only get the cloak instead of the whole outfit. So, well, that's something. Halloween events. Halloween events. On October 25th, 2012, we got a news post showing off the demon armor and the cleaver, new hairstyles on Solomon's, all sorts of stuff. Mostly cosmetic still. Over there. On October 26th, 2012, the Scream of Fortune. Get a pumpkin amulet, which gives 68,800 bonus experience. Ghoulish mask that transforms you into a ghost. Toffee, apple, and sugar skulls with random effects, trick-or-treat effects. They're gonna be more common for a few days on the Wheel of Fortune. And if you haven't claimed your Sizzling Summer items, you can't claim them anymore in a few days here. So make sure you claim your free things before they're removed. That also happens a few times. Can't just be free forever. That'd be too easy. On November 1st, 2012, behind the scenes, we got Tears of Guthix update, Dungeoneering XP increase, 2 Wizards Towers quests, Gravestone improvements, MakeX interface, Combat Academy, Open Combat beta, microtransactions, constantly. Quite a few different things. Quite a few very, very big things. This November. On November 2nd, 2012, we have some Evolution of Combat player feedback changes. After 5 months in beta, at least some people are putting things in for ideas and they're working on it. Some changes. Once again, upped auto attack damage. Got the whole momentum style that's still not good either. Nerfed shields a bit. Some more balancing of the abilities. Dungeoneering fixes to make the combat styles not quite as strict, since you can't have all the different items while dungeoneering. Well, that's alright. Also got Combat Beta Worlds open to all players. And a new Combat Academy in Lumbridge. Complete the training and get a substantial chunk of experience once the beta is over. The entire academy has been removed in 2020 with no replacement combat tutorial, essentially. There's like little bits in the basic tutorial, but it doesn't actually go over anything. So, yeah. Evolution of Combat. We've also got a new MakeX interface that we've been having to use constantly here. For like fletching and crafting and stuff like that. Just a big square that shows all the information about prices and how long it's going to take and how much XP you're getting. It does make you stop running while doing any actual skilling. So, pros and cons, I guess. But that is just interface and skilling stuff. On November 4th, 2012, got a live stream on RuneScape lore. Whole bunch of lore out here. Lots of stuff going on. Very cool. On November 6th, 2012, get some D&D tokens on the Wheel of Fortune. use them to reset the specific daily or weekly D&D that they're for. So, get extra penguins or something. There's more of these and changes to these, and then they're gone, and we don't need to worry about it. We just get to do things the amount of times that we can. We also got Dragon Keepsake Keys on Solomon's store, which could be of interest for us at some point. Use the key on any wearable item to convert it into a cosmetic override, just in the cosmetic overrides interface. And then you can get the item back, but it destroys the key. The main problem with this as a way for us to do anything is the actual getting the keepsake keys portion. Technically, at some point in the future, we could get them, but it's not really a super viable plan. But a possibility. Since we really can't store things, and that's not a bank. So, technically. Limitations, though. And it only works one-time item storage. We'll see. We'll see. Also got some patch notes. The enchanted key directs you to the correct location. Diamond in the rough, now a prerequisite for Eclairn's Little Helper. That's why we had to do that back when we did it. The ectoplasmator works on banshees. The monks of Entrana search your beast of burden inventories more thoroughly, in order to not sneak a bunch of things onto Entrana. That's alright. Oh, Entrana. A continuing problem. It's going to continue to be a problem for us. And the main update for today. Tears of Guthix. That's why we're here. It's a graphical rework. Probably to the area, definitely to Juna and the caves here. And them looking all fancy. And also, the experience is now 3 times higher than it was before, to keep up with all the advancing rates of experience and free stuff. Make things more worth it here. But we can go one better. With 80 mining and crafting, which we have, we can go make an ornate bowl, which ups it to 5 times XP. There's also a games necklace teleport here, which we also don't have a games necklace most of the time, so that's alright. See if we need to talk to Juna to make this fancier bowl, which we won't be able to use until we have all the skills unlocked, but still. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Hope you realize the magnitude of your actions. In helping Zang drive off bounds, you betrayed all the gods. Yeah. It's still the right thing to do. Like, the will of the gods is a measure of what is right. Yeah. I thought you and Zanuck were friends. We were, but no more. I'll never deal with that blasphemer again. She has done more than betray her god. She's betrayed all the gods. So I'm an enemy of the gods now? No, I do not sense that about you. For whatever reason, Guthix does not wish to punish you. Perhaps he senses that you will serve the gods well in the future. I like the sound of that. What you want or do not want is of no consequence to the gods. In any case, Guthix still wishes me to deal with you. Will you tell me a story? Not now. You tell me a story. Tell me about the Tears of Guthix. Tell me a new story. Tell me the story of the light creatures. Myriad and beautiful were the creatures and civilizations of the early ages of the world. Gunnar was a work of art shaped lovingly by the millennia, by the creative mind of Guthix. Only the sturdiest races survived the God Wars, and even then only by abandoning their high culture and gearing their societies towards war. Of the more delicate races, there is now no trace, and almost no memory. One such race had bodies as fragile as snowflakes, yet they built crystal cities that stood for thousands of years. The wind would whisper through the spires and fill them with sweet harmonies, and the rising sun would shine through the precious gems that studded the towers, created interplays of light as if rainbows were dancing. Indeed, so marvelous was the light show at its height, that the patterns of light themselves became alive, and great flocks of luminous creatures rode along the gem-cast beams, each drawn to its own color. The creatures you see floating in the chasm are the last sorry remnants of that age. I do not know how they made their way here and survived this time, but I'm grateful for their company. Tell me about... Wait a moment. What's the matter? I feel that you possess great skill, enough to gain the full power of the tears. There we go. If you return across the chasm to the rocks, you should be able to mine another piece of stone. Use your great skill to make a more ornate bowl. The pattern will come to you as you work. Bring the bowl to me. You can use it to collect the tears to gain the full power they hold. Now tell me a story. We'll leave to make the bowl. Very well, return soon. Alright, there we go. There are some bits of extra dialogues and post-quest content, sometimes. Maybe a whole about Xanac and everything. Travel across the cavern with the light creature. Don't need to go down into the cavern and fight tormented demons right now. That's also not something we need to worry about. Especially because of what is about to happen to tormented demons. We'll get to that when we get to that. Let's go make a bowl that we can't use. Just good to have this taken care of for once we can actually do Tears of Gothics. Oh, what I wouldn't have done for all these years worth of extra experience. Craft the larger rock into an ornate stone bowl. Looking fancy. Jump back down here. Big jump. And bring it to Junior. Yeah. Even with the previous 1/3 of what it is base XP every, even a month or every so, that's still been a lot. Junior, you have the bowl for me. I have it here. Very good. With this larger bowl, you'll gain even greater benefit from the tears. Keep the bowl with me, and you may use it from now on to drink deeply of the tears. Now tell me a story. Nope. Still can't, unfortunately. And every time they add a new skill, it gets even further away. But that's fine. That's fine. Tears of Gothics. Ain't that something? And now that we're done with that, let's just teleport back to Lumbridge to go look at where the clan, well, not the clan camp, the combat academy used to be. There was a whole bleachers and learning and main guy or gal teaching you and do all the lessons right over here. And then it became an area, and they moved the combat dummies were there, and now they're gone, and now it's a market. Lots of things have happened here. But previously it was a spot for learning about the evolution of combat, which is happening very soon. But for now, a few more updates. On November 7th, 2012, news post going into more detail on the Dragon Keepsake keys. Really had to be one-time use. Also, the Evolution of Combat launch date revealed. Just 2 weeks to go. There's gonna be live stream Q&A, FAQ pages, bunch more news posts and videos, all leading up to a very, very big update. On November 9th, 2012, Evolution of Combat survey results. It was mostly higher level players from the survey, mostly doing a variety of content. Played the beta for a couple hours or so. Said that they understood the new combat system, mostly liked dual wielding and the action bar. And then there's the final question. Final thoughts about the whole new combat system and everything, with some very odd options, many of them being indifferent or middling. Boils down to 20% thought new combat was better, 19% thought it was fine but not really sure, 20% said it was bad, 14% said it needed improvement, and 26% were fine with either the new or the old combat. And then 1% didn't do combat in the combat beta. counted all of the options besides just it's bad as positive responses. So 80% approval for the evolution of combat here. Okay, either's fine, needs improvement, not sure yet. 80% approval. So yeah. They're in too deep at this point. And that's the problem. On November 11th, 2012, Evolution of Combat blog. Got the momentum style to not have to use abilities manually. Sometimes it uses some. It makes the auto attack stronger for 20 minutes, but still really bad. On November 12th, 2012, another EOC blog. Got some changes from the current beta worlds. They're going to be coming with the actual update. Combat Triangle made much less strict, which essentially means better hit chance when you use the wrong styles. Potions have been buffed, prayers have been buffed, compared to what they were in the beta, where they were massively nerfed. So now they're only half nerfed. Also got less complicated equipped items interface. Gaunt swords and enhanced Excaliburs have passive abilities that trigger 25% of the time on hit, since there's no longer any special attacks. Does mean that we really won't be able to make use of the enhanced Excalibur until the special attacks come back, because we're not going to be wielding it as a main hand or an offhand or whatever it is, because it's not good enough. And there's no plans for adding in any other special attacks as abilities or conversions or anything, because the abilities are your special attacks. And that's for everything, it's all the same. Very bare bones. We don't have a Gaunt Sword either, so not gonna worry about that. On November 13th, 2012, another EOC blog. This one about skilling, and how you can drop items from the action bar, which is something. Except for all the items you can't drop from the action bar. Options. It's got some patch notes. Dragonkin in A Tale of Two Cats have been graphically updated. Yo-yo animation fixed. Face stretching fixed. Several quest journals updated to the new color scheme. Quest points from Prince Ali Rescue have been removed, since you've had to now complete the new quests that replaced it, and then quest points. Always weird when things get removed, replaced, converted. But our quest points should be right at this point, right? More or less. Dagonoth Sentinels in Dominion Tower have had their combat experience reduced, since you can just sit there and they constantly heal each other, just to get really good XP. Or at least super AFK, but there's other AFK training methods, it doesn't even matter. Ladder in the Lighthouse basement rotated to make sense. And no more sneaking into the Warriors Guild. Bank. Also had some Crucible tweaks for PvP minigames that we totally care about. Doesn't even exist anymore. Been replaced. There's now altars at the banks. Get fairer fights. No familiars allowed. Supreme Champion is stronger. Go get some explosive skilling animations on Solomon's Store. And prismatic XP pendants. More common rare prizes. And weaker prizes replaced on the Wheel of Fortune. So it's just more XP, better stuff more often, stronger and stronger and stronger. Also some dumb engineering improvements. Specifically more experience, especially for solo. That keeps on happening constantly. Bound item boxes and loadouts changes, so you can have more bound items and switch between them more quickly. And new levels for using more bound items at once. At level 1 you get 1. At level 20 you get your second. Third at 50. Fourth at 90. So we can have 4 bound items now. And the fifth one's still at 120. So, whenever we decide we want to try to deal with the updated engineering, we can get another bound item slot or something. Probably won't need to worry about that for a while. There's also been a gravestone update, which we're also probably not going to worry about, because gravestones don't exist, and we shouldn't die in the first place. Now comes up as an interface. Instead of you going to your gravestone, you dismantle it and all your stuff gets thrown on the floor. You can now take it from the gravestone itself with super convenient take all and re-equip all buttons. Very helpful for getting back on your feet after you've been brutally murdered. On November 14th, 2012, we got a news post about those prismatic pendants on the Squid of Fortune. And 1 week left till the evolution of combat. Go try the Combat Academy. It's right here. Get your XP. And also a video on ability rotations. Get ready. On November 15th, 2012, news post on explosive skills in Solomon's EOC blog on loyalty shop sale. 25% off all auras and 50% off everything else. Some of the combat auras overhauled for EOC. More adrenaline, keep adrenaline after ultimates, stronger vampirism, and a whole EOC ranged combat video. We're really getting into the specifics here. How should you do ranged? With abilities. Specifically. On November 16th, 2012, behind the scenes special edition, we got a Czar questline conclusion, player-owned ports, Christmas event, God Statues D&D, super impactful Grandmaster quests, the Cowfight King, Wilderness Warbands D&D, Slayer Dungeon for Rangers, and even further, beyond we got next-gen, new skills, epic storyline conclusions, construction rework, world events, equipment leveling, more bosses, grouping system. Please keep playing the game after the evolution of combat comes out. And evolution of combat PvP video, because there's totally gonna still be player versus player fighting in the wilderness. Also go get the lightning pack when you redeem game cards. A shocking hairstyle, the professor title, a lightning staff that you can convert to be up to level 60, and as it gets more lightning-y when it's stronger. On November 17th, 2012, got the EOC blog on economic impact. Don't panic. Your gear is probably still good. There's gonna be some new items for dual wielding and new magic armor. Food heals based on your constitution level. Get a whole video on gear stats. It's gonna be fine. Actually, you should panic though, because a lot of gear has had most of its useful stats removed, like strength bonus and anything on jewelry. And prayer only protects half, so prayer bonus is basically useless. So yeah. In a lot of ways, there's a lot of problems here. A lot of very, very obvious problems. Panic. Panic right now. Also got the Thanksgiving 2012 event. A turkey takeover of Varrock. Guess how many turkeys are going to be slain? Competition. Get the stuffed title. And some fan site turkey scavenger hunts. On November 18th, 2012, the Evolution of Combat Melee video. Spin around. Have a fun time. On November 19th, 2012, the Evolution of Combat Slayer and Prayer video. Protection prayers are 50% effective. In order to do Slayer, you have to click a button for every single attack. Or use the mostly useless momentum option. And then, on November 20th, 2012, patch notes. Female character model fixes. Wolf leg overrides won't change your skin color. Ham hoods won't hide your face. Guthan's helm won't decapitate you. Sled riding no longer available outside of Troll West Mountain. Boo. No more equipping a two-handed sword and a shield with the Gravestone Equip All option. How interesting would that be? A two-handed weapon and a shield. Even with that, all the two-handed weapons are so slow and terrible it wouldn't even matter. Well, that does also change here, so we'll worry about that. Also, you can no longer use origami balloons to stall damage. And we got brutal weapon skins on Solomon's store. Graphical improvements to all the melee weapons. New overrides for the offhand slot. Because this is the evolution of combat update. Everybody gets teleported to a bank. All their items unequipped. If your inventory is full, the items go into the bank. And in order to make sure that that's not a problem, everybody gets 15 more bank spaces. So for sure, everything can be put into the bank. Everybody gets full prayer points. And then we get the actual changes. All claw weapons have been split into a main hand and offhand claw, because they're already like the only sort of dual wield thing going on. Some tasks from the task system and all that have been removed or replaced with new tasks that make sense. And many items have different level requirements, which also explains why I had to take everybody's equipment off. Don't want people running around with things they no longer have the ability to wield, technically. Would be weird. Not the last time that's going to happen, though. Anyways. Go to the Combat Academy here to get your experience for completing it in the beta. And then even more Evolution of Combat update stuff. Poison weapons no longer exist. Possibly you can now drink the poison and it applies it to your weapon or something. Just like other potions. It's only a temporary thing now. Spell boxes have been removed from Dungeoneering. You get your Dungeoneering tokens refunded. Also, get your Dungeoneering tokens refunded for Rigor and Augury, because those are now just regular prayers, unlocked at the same time you get Piety from the Knight's Training Ground. PK skulls have been removed, disease has been removed, lots of different stuff. And now, the main event. Go to settings. Go into gameplay, combat mode, manual. No revolution yet. That'd be too easy. Auto attack. I'm trying to combat styles basic attack ability during combat. I mean, that's basic attack is basic attack, right? Anyways. That is the action bar. So this part is moved higher to get to this part. I like that. We can mess with the interface later as we need to. Let's get all the stuff off of here. Auto set it up, something weird. Various auto setups and everything like that. Preset 2. Range things, get rid of those. We need to just go through every ability and stuff here. Things that exist, things that no longer exist. Anything else on any of these? There's only like 6 ability bars to start, I think. So I'll make sure all these are clear. 9, 10, my goodness. Yeah, there's only like, there's not this many ability bars. Not that we even need this many ability bars, realistically. Eventually, then. Okay. Back to 1. We've got an ability bar now. We can put stuff on it. And adrenaline's now a thing for using the abilities. We got new prayers for like magic and ranged accuracy and strength. We got new saps and leeches and all that. And more importantly for us at a higher level here, ranged anguish and mage torment equivalent to the Turmoil. Increases accuracy and strength and defense, and drains the enemies. Increases over time, maybe, maybe not. But just generally the strongest options here. Along with Soul Split. Also, like, anything that was, like, drain special attack is now drain adrenaline or something like that. Leeching things and all that. Just basically how it works here. We've also got auto healing at banks. I wonder if there's a bank here. So if we get damaged out doing stuff, we can just teleport to a bank and just heal at the bank. Still not storing anything in the bank, so it's technically allowed. New Dragonfire shields for all combat styles. Since wearing a Dragonfire shield will give you even worse accuracy. Because of the very, very strict combat styles. Have an item from the wrong combat style on, you get massively nerfed accuracy. Which is not great. You can also sheath weapons, if you want to do that. And armor now gives most of your health. That was changed later. Lots of things have been changed and added and replaced and stuff. Especially in the abilities. We got our magic abilities here. We kind of need to move in all the other abilities somewhere here. Still want to see our stats and our gear and our inventory at all times. We're just going to move all that in here. Along with the prayers and the familiar inventory. We'll do something like that. And we need to get all the abilities for the evolution of combat available here. Alright. Here's all the ability books and things. Magic also has spells and teleports and skilling and options. And defensives and prayers and familiar and all that. Let's go over what exists here for each combat style. For melee, we have a few different options in here. There is also need to consider basic abilities, thresholds, which are now enhanced, which is a completely separate thing, ultimate abilities, the amount of adrenaline they take, how much it takes, what the abilities even do. It's all basically completely different. There's evolution of combat right now, and then incremental changes for years, and then 2026 evolution of combat 2, essentially. So basically, everything's entirely different. Stats of things, that's why we've been using the equipment we have been using, because it actually has stats now. Combat level also changed back. We now have the new, basically worthless, highest attack stat plus defense plus 2. Useless. Horrible. A lot of things have changed. We're working with what we got here. So, abilities that existed and still exist. We've got Assault. We've got Overpower. We've got Fury. Backhand. Let's see what all these do. They do something. A lot of them were just do a little damage. Maybe do some damage over time. Do more damage if it's a threshold. Do even more damage if it's an ultimate. A lot of them don't really matter. We got Hurricane, which is two-handed only, or something. Dismember, Punish, Slaughter. Let me see here. Alright, Dismember, which is kind of a basic, and then not, and then it's more things. It becomes Slaughter and then Massacre. We got Punish, that exists. Barge, which is interesting. Run up and hit an enemy or something. Pulverize, that's something. Berserk, get stronger and do more damage, but also take more damage or whatever it does now. And Meteor Strike. Okay. Later on, even more abilities added in here. Like Flurry and Bladed Dive, Greater Fury, Greater Flurry, Greater Barge, Dive, Cast Roar, Basic Attack, Adaptive Strike, Rend. And then plenty of things have been deleted, but we'll worry about that when we actually get to it. In terms of actually using abilities, we're definitely not going to use all of these. We'll look at what they actually do and actually make a usable bar as we get to it. But now, it's time for ranged. I'm going to switch our action bar. There's also ability queuing and incoming action bars and displays. We can only display one action bar for right now. Later on you can bind it to open up the correct bar. So any range, any. Stop it. We just turn off entirely action bar binding. Yep. Does not exist yet. So you have to manually go in and change the action bars if you're changing combat styles too. Makes things awkward. Anyways, over in ranged, we have escape for jumping backwards. That's something. Get snapshot. Snaps 2 shots. The slow snipe, which may or not be a basic or something. We got piercing shot. Basic attack. Dead shot. Ultimate. Binding shot. For like stuns and things. Bombardment. Rapid fire attacks. Ricocheting. AoE kind of style because everywhere is multi-combat now. That's pretty much it. Later on, we got Death Swiftness, Shadow Tendrils, Corruption Shot, Greater Ricochet, Greater Death Swiftness, Base Attack, Gale Shot, and Imbue Shadows. Yeah, a lot of things that don't exist yet. What is ranged? Again, need to actually go through here and get the ones that actually are worth using set up correctly. Have to either keyboard it all or click on the abilities. There's options. Anyways, for the third bar here, we'll set up some magic abilities that exist. We've got Surge, which is a fun time. Surge forwards a bunch. Pretty neat. For actual combat stuff, though, we got Wild Magic, Omni Power Ultimate, Blast, Dragon Breath AoE, Impact, maybe does some stun or something, Combust, damage over time, Chain AoE, Asphyxiate, Held Attack, big ol' Tsunami, and that's it. Later on, Sonic Wave, Concentrated Blast, Sunshine, Smoke Tendrils, Corruption Blast, Greater Chain, Greater Concentrated Blast, Magma Tempest, Greater Sunshine, Greater Sonic Wave, Basic Attack, and Runic Charge. And then we'll set fourth bar, just to have everything available that we can see, with defensive abilities. We've got Anticipate, Bash, Revenge, Provoke, Immortality, which sounds pretty cool to use, but difficult. We got Freedom from stuns, Reflect some damage back, Resonance. What are these? Freedom. Resonance, heal some, Rejuvenate, heal some more. Debilitate, lower damage, Preparation for preparing to do other things, and Barricade, take no damage. Lots of interesting stuff in here, and not really too many abilities added later. You got like Devotion, Natural Instinct, and Divert. But then there's also the Constitution abilities here. Ones that actually exist are Regenerate, heals you a bit, and Incite, which makes targets attack you, something. Something different from Provoke. Increases likelihood attack will cause target to attack you. Toggleable. And later, Sacrifice, Transfigure, Guthix's Blessing, Siphon, Isis Song, Tusk's Wrath, Shadow Storm Shards, Onslaught, Reprisal, and Eat Food ability. And yeah, definitely some stuff in here. And then there's also like affect things that become abilities later, but none of that even exists. We're not going to worry about that. In total, we have less abilities than did exist at this point, because a lot of them were removed in EOC 2. Just kind of try to clean it up, make everything super simple. The list of abilities that have been removed, some of which don't exist yet, and then exist later, and then don't exist anymore. So, we've got Slice, Cleave, Decimate, Havoc, Smash, Sever, Destroy, Quake, Blood Tendrils, Frenzy, Balance Strike, Kick, Stomp, Forceful Backhand, Daze and Shot, Greater Daze and Shot, Salt the Wound, Needle Strike, Fragmentation Shot, Incendiary Shot, Unload, Tight Bindings, Demoralize, Rout, Rack and Ruin, Detonate, Metamorphosis, Deep Impact, Shock, Horror, and Momentum. Because Momentum has been completely removed. Eventually, we get stuff like Revolution, which is actually usable, completely AFK. Revolution plus makes it even stronger. Legacy Combat Mode, which eventually becomes Classic Combat Mode, which we were using for a little bit there, which is just awful. Basically completely useless. Classic Combat Mode at this point is in no way, shape, or form even as good as Legacy was. Because all it is constantly cast the weakest basic attack over and over. So, that's nothing. Instead, we've actually got abilities and stuff now. We're going to do some combat with this because thematic reasons and things, but for the most part, I don't know if we're really going to be doing much combat until at least Revolution comes out. But now we have our abilities that we have in play. We can make some options, make some choices, figure out what we're actually doing here. But that is a problem we're going to deal with eventually. For now, we got a few more updates to do. On November 21st, 2012, Players Gallery 38 pumpkin carvings. Next up, draw some pictures of using all the fancy new Evolution of Combat abilities in your fights. And membership now available through Rewards Pay. Redeem credit card and airline reward points through them at I'm sure, just a great conversion rate. On November 22nd, 2012, patch notes. Goblin transformation potions and meat pies can now be made again. Elemental Workshop, Type of One-Eye Trio, Family Crest, Rag and Bowman, Recipe for Disaster can be completed. Fight Caves and Dungeoneering monsters, Ganodermic beasts, are now all more difficult to fight. A lot of changes with Evolution of Combat in terms of monsters too. Some of which don't get updated for a very long time and stay completely unbalanced. Also, watering cans work again, and grot worms are now non-aggressive. Get the new brutal weapon overrides on Solomon's Store, and 3 times Defense, Prayer, and Constitution XP from the lamps on the squeal. Get your training up, especially now that Pures are no longer a thing that matter, so you can go get your defense up now. So you can use all the defensive abilities and stuff. All these also have like level requirements, and level requirements have changed and all that. we're high enough level we can just use everything automatically, so that's not a problem. On November 23rd, 2012, Mad Scientist outfit reward if you went to all the beta events. Combat Academy XP rewards now available. Just wrapping all the beta stuff up. And now, after all of that, we've made it to November 28th, 2012. Patch notes. Hold your fishing poles correctly. Dimithius knows that Caleb has moved in with Gertrude. Fletching potions give the correct amount of experience. Festival of the Dead event removed. Elemental Workshop quests completable for real this time. Glaciers, Dungeoneering monsters, and Dungeoneering doors hit harder. Familiars have more intelligent movement and attacking. Group combat XP shared correctly. Prayer potions restore the correct amount of prayer points. And fixed level requirements and stats on many items. Go get the Ozan and Ariane outfit, weapon, emote, teleport, animation packs on Solomon's store. Nearing 1 million Facebook likes. Gonna get a free Book of Faces override when that happens. We'll actually see that when that happens. And a new lores and histories about the Wizard's Tower. Tutorial Island removed from the world map. And Wizard's Tower, Runecrafting Guild graphical rework. Go check that out here. Run from Draenor. Get a good look at it. Can't quite see it from here. Wizard's Tower. Previously, not the most impressive tower, but now, very, very much so. Let's get a look at it as we run down through Draenor here. Another trail for the Necromancy quest. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Lots of stuff to do before that. Oh yeah. New Wizard's Tower bridge, an island, and the tower itself. Probably pop into free cam here too. Get a good look at it. Had one of our outros on top of the Wizard's Tower. Now, it's actually here. Very big, very fancy. Oh wow. Let's just free cam here for a second. I don't know if this exists yet, but it's fine. The Wizard's Tower. Now, with much more tower. It's towering even above the clouds there. All that. Got portals for RuneSpan at the top. And just generally, a real cool place. Still got all the wizards and stuff. We got more new wizards. Got a beam to teleport up through the levels instead of just some staircases. There's the lesser demons still trapped in here. Up another floor. Up another floor. Oh wow. And the RuneSpan portal. I don't think there's the other RuneSpan portal yet. We're gonna do some more RuneSpan soon, but for now, we're just enjoying the new Wizard's Tower. Looking very nice. And to go along with such a fancy new tower, we got some fancy new quests. But also, not really new quests. Because these are back replacing Rune Mysteries, which is 2003, 2004. Kinda came out in 2003 in the RuneScape 2 beta, but then it's actually released in 2004. We got another weird end of the year situation this year that we're gonna worry about, but for now, Rune Mysteries 2012 quest replaced the 2003 quest, Rune Mysteries. And we already had to do that out of order before it was even in order. And it's been a whole giant mess. So let's go finish up finishing that mess. Close another time rift and get everything set correctly here. Okay. This should finish up this whole time portal problem we've been having here at the Wizard's Tower. Of all the places to have crazy time issues, it's been here for sure. O4 sent a message to O2 because he needed to do the hero's quest, then went back in time, but it wasn't actually him, it was the time police that showed up in O4 to talk to O4 to go get O2. O4 hid in the corner while the time police went back, and O2 should be coming through the portal here, and then he'll go back, and then he'll go back, and the time police goes back, and everything's okay, right? We just need to get through this, and then this will be solved. Here we come. Once again, to 2012. Welcome to 2012. Thanks. It's been really confusing getting here. More than usual, even. Yep. And now we can finally finish this. Go do the quest you need to do before it exists. And then we can be done. Okay. Well, here we are. It's time for, I said, Rune Mysteries. Alright. Yeah, we're here in 2012, that's correct. Replaced 2003. We're from 2002. It's all a mess. But we don't need any items, and there's no combat. So this should be easy enough. It is voice acted and all that. So we're going to have that here. Start the quest by talking to Ariane here. Ariane?
The tower is in danger.
There we go.
I need to speak to Archmage Cedrador.
Took a little bit to pop in there, but here is Ariane. Need to speak to Archmage Cedrador.
I'm sorry, Ariane. The Archmage was clear. Maybe if you told me why, I could pass on a message.
I can't explain. Listen, if the Archmage can't see me, perhaps I could speak to Wizard Eleron.
Having some problems here.
I'm sorry, Ariane. You are barred from entering the tower for any reason.
What? Can I come into the tower?
You can come in. It's only a few people who've been specifically forbidden. Practitioners of dark magic.
Oh no.
I told you it wasn't like that. I knew what I was doing.
It was still dark magic, though. I don't know. What's happening here?
This is none of your business, outsider.
No, wait. You're an adventurer, aren't you? Will you help me?
Who are you?
I'm the wizard Ariane. I'm sorry, just Ariane. I'm a former tower wizard. I'm an adventurer now, based out of the Champions Guild.
Ooh, I'm in the Champions Guild. And the Heroes Guild. So, what can I do to help?
Could you take a message to Archmage Cedrador for me? Depending on how he reacts, I may need your help with other things.
Start Rune Mysteries. Accept.
Thank you. Just go to Archmage Cedrador and... Wait, no. Too late. There's something happening.
I knew.
Oh.
Wizard Boren, it's over there.
Do something! Get that thing away from me!
Come on. My message can wait. Let's see what's happening.
Let's get in here. It's blasted backwards.
Cast airstrike at the vortex. Draw it into the power beam. Grab Boren's mind spike if you need one. He's dropped it next to him.
Wearing magic armor will improve your chance to hit the vortex. Okay, I'll deal with this. Everybody's running around in a panic. Take the mind spike, okay. Wield the tower mind spike. Autocast airstrike on the magical vortex. We're splashing. Accuracy matters here, apparently. Alright, it's attracted to your magic. Alright, here we go. It's getting pulled over here. Get it into the power beam. Okay. cast in a little bit of magic here. And it's coming towards us very slowly, while all the other wizards are just running around in a blind panic. Okay.
Thanks, adventurer.
There we go.
Talk to me again outside the tower if you still want to help.
Interesting. Let's get out here. Look at this cool staff we got. That's pretty fancy. Staffs are a problem for me right now. So, we will see how we deal with this. Arian.
I can't believe Cedrador would set up a ward to keep me out. I didn't realize he saw me as that dangerous.
What was that thing in the library?
That's what I want to find out. I know the tower is in danger, but I don't know the details.
So how do you know the tower's in danger?
I'm a seer. I have premonitions sometimes. Flashes of information. Emotional impressions, nothing precise. Lately, I've been having visions of the tower in flames.
Well, that's not good.
But I don't know any details and I can't prove anything. I came here to investigate, and now I find I can't get into the building.
Sounds like you don't like these premonitions.
People talk about wizards having a gift for magic, but the first thing you're told when you join the wizard's tower is that it's not true. Magic isn't handed down by gods or random chance. Anyone can learn it if they put in the effort. But being a seer runs in families. It's not something I worked for. When I told the other wizards about it, they resented me. I tried to use my magic to understand and control my ability. My goal was to integrate it into magical theory so I could teach it to other wizards. But I ended up being expelled from the tower.
That's not going too well, is it? So what should I do?
I need you to go into the tower for me. Talk to the wizards and find out what's happening in there. Archmage Cedrador is the head of the tower, so you should talk to him. I think Wizard Elrond might help as well. He was my mentor while I was there. You should talk to the other wizards as well. Ask if they've seen anything unusual lately. One of them must have seen something that'll help us.
Okay. I'll get right on it. I think the voiceover might be a little quiet. Turn that up a little bit. We can always edit this in the future, though, so that's fine. So we need to go talk to some wizards. See what they know. Specifically, we got Wizard Cedrador and Wizard Elrond. Let's see if we can find them up in here somewhere. Lots of wizards in the Wizard's Tower. No huge surprises there, I suppose. There's Elrond. Hey there.
What can I do for you on this glorious day, adventurer?
Ariane said the tower is in danger.
Are her premonitions still troubling her? I feared as much. Please let her know that I take her seriously, even if no one else does. I will do everything I can to convince Archmage Cedrador to take action.
You knew about her premonitions?
When I took Ariane on as my apprentice, she asked me to help her suppress her premonitions. She didn't want to stand out because of a natural gift. She wanted to stand out, if at all, by the work she put in.
Fair enough.
I told her that that was admirable, but it would be wrong to turn down an advantage the gods had given her. I helped her to harness her gift, to refine it, and to Zamorak with what the other wizards thought.
I guess that is a decent idea. Don't want to not use your power and all that, I guess. To Zamorak indeed.
With hindsight, it shouldn't have surprised me when Cedrador expelled her just for using every source of knowledge at her disposal.
Erin might be pleased to hear that Wizard Elrond is still on her side. I'm sure she would be. It sounds like Cedrador is absolutely not on her side.
Welcome, adventurer, to the world-renowned Wizard's Tower. How can I help you?
I like your hat. Ariane says the tower's in danger.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Wizard Valina told me she was here. You can tell Ariane that her concerns have been noted. I'm preparing to deal with the anomalies in the power beam, so there's no cause for concern.
Well, sounds like he might have this under control then. So, do you not believe Ariane?
I can see that there is some evidence that she has premonitions, but unless she can give me more specific information, there's really nothing I can do.
And why don't you let her into the tower anyway?
You know what she did, don't you? Wizard Ariane was our most promising student. She could have been Archmage someday. I overlooked her gallivanting off as an adventurer. Everyone's reckless in their youth. But I can't allow a demon worshipper in the tower. The tower has had strict rules against Zamarakian wizards for the last 100 years, and I have to apply that, even to her.
So what are you going to do about this problem?
I'm preparing an Icenic purge. It'll send a surge of energy through the power beam, which should overpower whatever creatures have managed to enter it.
Okay. Well, at least we know what's going on here now. We got a plan. The plans all come together. Let's talk to some more wizards here.
Hello, young thingamy-what?
Thingamy what? Seen anything unusual lately?
I've seen them in the power beam, you know. Thingamy-whats.
Ooh, thingamy whats. Thingamy whats?
What? No, not thingamy-whats. Don't be ridiculous. They wouldn't fit. It was a sort of swirly, sparkly thing.
And it was in the power beam?
I like to look at the power beam sometimes. There are so many things we see every day, but never look at, aren't there? Or look at every day, but never see.
Okay.
I see things in there. Thingamy-whats. No one else sees them. They think I'm mad.
Maybe a little bit mad. So where did they come from then?
Didn't you know? This tower was built on the ruins of an old tower. That's where it came from, the swirly thing. I saw it come up through the floor of the library.
So he actually saw where it came from. That's a good bit of information. Let's go see Ariane here. Back down to the bottom of the tower. She's still outside since she can't come in. Pretty wild. They have an entire barrier ward thing stopping her from coming inside. My goodness.
Have you learned anything from the wizards in the tower?
Yes, I have.
So what did you learn?
Archmage Citador is preparing an Icenic purge.
What he means is he's going to flood the tower with magic without knowing what he's dealing with. It might work, but I want to be sure. We should find out more.
That's the plan, really? Just throw a bunch of magic at it and hope things work out? My goodness. And he also said you're a demon worshipper?
I spoke to the demon, spoke to it, but there's no middle ground with Cedrador. Step outside the line and you're a red wizard.
Wizard Eleron told me he knew about your premonitions.
He's the only tower wizard who was sympathetic. He convinced me to work on them, rather than suppress them. But that doesn't help us with the problem. We need to find out what these vortices are.
True. And we have a little bit of information about that, because Wizard Treyborn said they came through the floor.
Through the library floor? But that means it was something from the old tower.
The old tower?
This tower is built on the ruins of an older one, which burned down 100 years ago. The story is that Zamorakian wizards betrayed the other orders, but the details of what happened are a mystery. I do know it happened just after the wizards discovered the inner secret of the rune mysteries. The rune essence teleport spell. Perhaps that discovery led to a conflict. The surface part of the old tower was destroyed by the fire, and the new tower was built on the same place. But the underground levels of the old tower are still there.
Well, I think we know what we need to do. Let's get down there and investigate.
Good idea. It's not going to be easy though. Archmage Perian sealed the lower levels when he built the second tower. There's a rumor that the door can be opened using the water surge spell, but many wizards have tried casting that spell on the door and failed. It's more likely that there's a key hidden somewhere in the tower. Could you go back into the tower and find the key? I think Wizard Eleron will help us if we tell him what we're doing. You should start by talking to him.
Seems reasonable. I'll get right on it. So there's a massive fire here 100 years ago, and they made this new, very impressive tower on top. Very cool. But we need to find our way into the sealed lower level basement area. Eleron, any ideas?
What can I do for you on this glorious day, adventurer?
I need to get into the old tower.
Alas, even senior tower wizards aren't allowed into the ruins. I certainly couldn't tell the secret to a disgraced ex-wizard and an outsider, however much I might privately want to help you.
You privately want to help us?
One wonders what it is the generations of archmages have wanted to keep locked away down there. Forbidding a source of knowledge goes against the principles upon which the first tower was founded.
Sounds secrety. So you do know how to get down there though, right?
No one except Archmage Cedridor is allowed to know the secret of entry to the ruins. Naturally, I've heard the rumors.
The thing about water surge?
Many young wizards have wasted runes casting water surge on the door to no effect. A few, however, have speculated that the key might lie not in casting that spell, but in understanding it.
What do you mean? The key lies in understanding water surge.
It was the Archmage Perian, first Archmage of the new tower, who sealed the lower levels. He had an idiosyncratic understanding of magic and its relationship to other arts. Perian had the pipe organ installed in the library, and he wrote a treatise on the relationship between magic and music.
A pipe organ in a library. That is a bold combination, my goodness. So you're saying there's a clue in Archmage Perian's book?
I don't recall saying anything of the sort. If you did want to read that book, though, for its historical interest, perhaps, you could find it on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor.
Alright. Helping while technically not helping. Getting around the requirements that people aren't supposed to know things. It's not on this bookshelf. Or here. I feel like having your bookshelves magically rotating is not too helpful. If you're trying to get the book off, it's going to be flying to the side. Seems pretty awkward. There we go. Harmony of the Runes, and a book entitled The Runes of the Spells of Water. Right? There's a diagram attached to this book. Right-click the book and select View Diagram. Okay. By Perian, apprentice of Unaya, first Archmage of the Reborn Tower. It's already well known that the harmonies of music are expressed in the motions of the heavenly bodies. I believe that they can also be found in the relationship between the runes of magic. This I have proven to my satisfaction by both recent experiment, and it is further confirmed by Samuel Skordul, who writes in his third voyage that the elves of the western lands can shape magical crystals by sounding harmonies on enchanted flutes. Magic and music connections. Fascinating. Just as there are 12 notes of the chromatic scale, there are 12 runes used in the magic of the tower. Mind, air, water, earth, fire, body, cosmic, chaos, nature, law, death, and blood. Some have theorized the existence of other runes, but they do not figure into the harmony. We can therefore assign to each rune a pitch, beginning with Mind A, Air A sharp, and so forth up the scale. See attached diagram. The apprentice learning the spell of the tower. This linking of magic and music provides an aid to memorization, since the runes used for each spell can be expressed as a melody. It is for this reason that I've commissioned the building of a pipe organ in the tower library. I submit, however, that the harmony of the runes is also a profitable contemplation for the experienced wizard, and that meditation on the music of magic can provide a key to deeper levels of the rune mysteries. They said the name. We can view the diagram here. There's all the runes and the note that they were assigned. Here we have the Runes of the Spells of Water by Jalarast, Apprentice of Treborn. So I list the runes required by the old method of casting spells, as used by Archmage Perion and the Wizards of the Old Tower. These sequences differ from the new method of casting spells and are of little practical use, but they are here to preserve historical interest. So we got Water Strike, which is 1 water, 1 air, 1 mind. And these days is 1 air, 1 water. Then we had Water Bolt, Blast, Wave, and Surge. Water Surge is now only 5 air, 5 water. So saving 5 air runes, no, 5 water runes, 2 air runes, a blood rune, and a death rune. Water Surge was much more expensive back in the old tower days, clearly. Alright. And we can view the diagram. This is Water Surge as notes. So we got music and the pipe organ. So let's go.
Oh, all right.
Oh, he's not too happy about the pipe organ.
If you must play the organ, at least keep to the top manual. It's quietest. Not even Archmage Cedrador could concentrate with a racket from the loud manuals.
Why do you even have an organ in the library?
It's been here since the tower was rebuilt. I think the first Archmage was a little eccentric in his architectural preferences.
Fair enough. Let's play. Place the diagrams from the books onto the organ keyboard as you sit down. So we need to play this. It's 10 water runes. That's a bunch of bees. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 7 A sharps. 6, 7. A G sharp. And a G. And that gets us the key. Brilliant. Well, we've accomplished what we wanted to do here. Understanding Water Surge. Reasonable. Very reasonable. Back to Ariane
Have
here.
you made any progress with getting the key to the old tower?
I've got it.
The key to the old tower? Who knows what's down there? There could be knowledge that's been lost for 100 years.
We really should find out all we can. This is a fantastic opportunity.
I just hope it's well preserved. It would be terrible for knowledge to be lost forever. The entrance is on the east side of the island. Come on.
Oh yeah. And by come on, she means I'm gonna run over there. You follow me once we get here. East side of the island. I am frozen right now. Okay. And we're back. She literally walked right over there. My goodness. Ariane.
Come on, open the door and let's see what's in the ruins.
And the door is down here. Open it up. Use your key to unlock the door. And in we go.
This is amazing. We may be the first people to come down here for 100 years. This must be the Chamber of Shrines. The senior wizards used it as a meeting room, and wizards joining the tower would pledge allegiance to one of the 4 orders here. I've read about it, but I never thought I'd see it. The greatest magical innovators of Gielinor once walked this room.
Pretty impressive. Inspiring, really.
I wish we could spend more time exploring the ruins. If I can, I'll stay down here after we've done what we came for.
Alright. And you said there was once 4 magical orders?
The old tower was made up of wizards from all over the world, with wildly different philosophies of magic. They arranged themselves into 4 orders dedicated to different gods: blue, green, red, and grey.
Interesting. I can see how that might have caused conflicts. So, what should we do now?
We need to get deeper into the ruins to the source of the power beam. It looks like that rune guardian is blocking the door.
Alright. So, how are we going to deal with our rune guardian? Ancient and magical.
Wizard, you have proved yourself worthy. All that remains is to determine the order to which you will belong. Are you ready to be tested?
It thinks we're new wizards joining the tower. Originally, you wouldn't be able to get to this room without passing the entry tests.
Alright. So, what would that involve?
I will ask you a series of questions. Your answers will reveal the order to which you are best suited. If you disagree with your allocation, you may take the test again.
Okay. I'm ready, I guess.
The first question. You are behind in your studies due to illness, and a test is coming up. Your place at the tower is safe, but if you fail, you will lose some respect. Another apprentice offers you an opportunity to cheat.
It's like a moral test kind of deal here. How would we respond to that? Oh, we don't cheat as we wouldn't learn anything. That's kind of the whole point here.
The second question. An elderly wizard, the last practitioner of a unique branch of magic, dies. Her diary might contain details about her unique magic, but her will states that the diary should be destroyed on her death.
Can't lose knowledge like that. We're putting it in the library. Or disconnecting again.
The third question. A rival wizard is spreading lies about you and has made you the laughing stock of a nearby village. They believe you are of low intelligence and poor moral character, and throw vegetables at you when you visit. What do you do?
Well, that's very rude. I challenge the other wizard to a duel. That'll show them that he's lying.
The fourth question. You have become a senior wizard and are asked to take on an apprentice. The boy is talented but undisciplined and does not apply himself outside his areas of interest. What is your approach?
Develop areas of interest.
The fifth question. A senior wizard asked you to take part in a ritual that will greatly benefit the tower. Before the ritual starts, you discover that he learned part of it from a demon. The ritual appears safe, but demons are expert liars.
They really seem to be concerned about demons around here. Is this a constant problem for these wizards? Sure seems like it. Let us study the ritual. Make sure it's safe.
Welcome, Grey Wizard.
And we get a fancy hat. Set your touch to gray. Do not change title. Nah, I'm good. Alright. I'm gonna put this hat on. I just keep on getting cool things out here. Pretty excited about it. And we're in. Apparently Ariane did not need to take the test. Whatever that's worth. And we've come to a staircase that is broken.
I guess we'll need to find a way across here.
I could jump that.
Maybe you could, but I'm not risking it. We need to find a safe way for us to both get across.
That's fair. How about a teleport?
It's not as simple as that. Each teleport spell goes to one specific location. Creating a new one can take years of research. It took the wizards of the old tower decades to crack the teleportation problem. It wasn't solved until shortly before the old tower's destruction.
Could we use the power beam? I mean, it's giant and magical. Right over there. It's kind of see-through. It's magic.
The thing that attacked Wizard Boren came up the power beam from the ruins. I don't want to risk touching it until we've investigated.
That's reasonable. So, let me look around. I'll figure something out. How about this big statue of an old wizard?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to make a bridge.
You're what? That's a statue of Eratona the Green, who negotiated the treaties with local rulers that let the wizards transport runes from the Essence Mine. You can't just push her statue down.
Got any better ideas? I'm working with what I got here.
Well, no, but be careful, okay? Try not to damage the statue.
I don't know if I can do that. Just need to use some magic to put it into place better. Well, that works. Cross the statue. Yeah. This place is a mess. No surprise since it's been abandoned for 100 years. Alright, let's get inside here. Ariane's walking towards the source of the power beam here, and more of these vortexy guys.
This is it. The heart of the old tower. The central spellcasting chamber where the old wizards performed their most powerful rituals. It's amazing. I never imagined I'd see it in person.
It is pretty impressive. Look at all the magic. Got magical lines of magic doing magic stuff. Pretty cool. And I bet it was even cooler back before everything was destroyed and everything.
So do I. Most of the spells we used today were invented in this room. Wizards of all 4 orders cooperated for the sake of magical research.
And then everything went bad. Apparently.
These vortices look like the one that attacked Wizard Boren. I want to find out what they are. I'll need you to attract a vortex into this circle and keep it there while I examine it.
Okay. Oh, it's already here. You're being very convenient, little magical guy. She's studying it. Halfway done. Need to keep it in the circle. Not bad. The studying is complete. Let's see what she figured out about our gray little vortex friend here. And all the other ones here too, I guess.
They're not ghosts. At first, I thought they might be ghosts, but they're soul fragments. I've heard about putting part of yourself into your work, but the old wizards literally put part of their souls into the power beam.
Ah, that sounds dangerous. I don't know about that. Why? Why would you do that?
They must have wanted to create a very powerful magical effect. I don't know what they were trying to do, but whatever it was, it went wrong.
And ripped out their souls?
Do you know what this is? I think this is what destroyed the first tower. I think there was an enchantment keeping the vortices here, but someone has removed it. Now, they're able to go up the beam to the new tower, and you saw the trouble they can cause.
So, who removed the enchantment then?
I can't tell, but it happened recently, within the last few days. It looks like we weren't the first people to come down here after all.
The plot thickens.
I can replace the enchantment that was keeping the vortices here, but it'll take some time. While I do it, you need to go back to the new tower and delay Cedrador's casting of his Icenic Purge.
Okay. Before he blasts this whole thing with magic, which would obviously not help. Let's get out of here. Climb back across the statue, which is staying nicely in place here. That's good for us. Up to the meeting and initiation chamber. Other cool statues. A lot of cool statues down here. And into the Wizard's Tower. Let's go talk to Cedrador, see if we can just convince him to stop here for a second. Oh, they're already getting in position.
Please be quiet, adventurer. My assistant and I are casting an Icenic Purge, and we must have silence in order to concentrate.
You have to stop. Gotta stop now, please. He ignores you and continues casting his spell. Oh boy.
Please be quiet, adventurer.
Can I distract you for a moment? He ignores us.
Please be quiet.
Sorry to bother you. He is not bothered. Be quiet, he says. Let's do the opposite of that.
Please don't do that, adventurer. The Icenic Purge is in a critical stage, and it is essential that all participants be able to concentrate. Adventurer, I must insist that you step away from that organ.
I will not. And while we are playing the organ, Ariane is magicking.
Break my concentration once more, and you will feel the wrath of the Grand Archmage of the Reborn Tower.
Oh boy. Just need to delay them a little bit longer. There goes some magic. And comes out of the floor. I guess that was it.
The purge is complete. Thank you, fellow wizards. Whatever these entities were, they could not have survived such a powerful wave of magic. Adventurer, I suggest you leave the library and find your friend Ariane. Tell her not to worry. We have dealt with the problem without any help.
Just had no idea what they were doing there. My goodness. Luckily, we are here to solve all the problems and make other problems, but still. Back to Ariane. Oh, she's coming out of the ruins too. That's good.
It was close, but I managed to restore the enchantment. The vortices are trapped in the ruins again.
Nice.
Thanks for your help, adventurer. I couldn't have done this without you.
Alright. Happy to help.
Well, thanks again. I found some things in the ruins you might be interested in. They're yours if you want them.
I love rewards. 70 mind runes. An air talisman. A magic lamp.
I'm going to head back down to the ruins to study the vortices. I want to find out what happened to the old tower and who released the vortices from the ruins. Meet me down there if you want to help.
And that is quest complete. 1 quest point. Magic XP lamp. Runecrafting experience not in a lamp. The Mind Spike, Tower Hat, Air Talisman, 70 Mind Runes, and the Wizard titles. Only things in here that we should have gotten are the Quest Point and Air Talisman. And also, used to give access to runecrafting, basically. To be able to mine rune essence. But that was removed. But that is pretty good. And that is runecrafting levels. No actual unlocks, and we would have needed to do with this when we got here anyway. So that's fine. Let's get our regular equipment back on here. Get rid of all the things we're not supposed to have. Future me can reclaim this if he feels like it. And some books. More books. Mind runes, air talisman, magic lamp. Can't reclaim this magic lamp? That's fine. It's only 250 XP. There we go. I think that about covers it. Time to meet up with future me. And I guess we're heading home. Well, we're gonna go talk to future me first, and then yeah, it's a whole thing. I'm ready for what I needed to come here to do in the first place. I've got plans. And how was your quest? Incredibly different than the original, that's for sure. But I had to destroy the lamps, so yeah, that's fine. We're a bit past that anyways. Now head back a decade, and we can close these portals once and for all. Once and for all. There we go. Alright. That takes care of that. Unlike with Ozan's quests over in the desert just a bit ago, the XP lamp, we don't get to have it, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's only 250 magic XP, so not a huge problem, not a huge loss. It wasn't even a lamp until 2016, so whatever. And we also need to actually go do the next quest now. Weirdly, still in the 2003 section here. It sort of replaced Rune Mysteries. It's also not a requirement for anything. So we can actually go do that ourselves. But that'll have to wait for next time. Goodbye.